Have you ever struggled in reading your word? Do you often catch yourself sometimes struggling to understand what God is trying to transpire and teach us in the verse? Well, I want to let you know something. God is trying to relay a message to you, but he wants you to slow down and to dissect his word. I was on a meeting with one of my clients, and he was struggling with being consistent and understanding, what God was trying to teach him. And one of the things he was struggling with, because he's a college student, as I am myself, is balancing his walk, right? Balancing his walk with God while being a college student. And I told him, isolation can help you a lot. One of the main things that I told him was to keep God as the cornerstone in his life, to keep God as the foundation in his life. We hear that word, firm foundation. What does the word foundation means? It means the groundwork. It means the structure. It means what is holding everything together. When you keep God as your firm foundation, you keep him number one in your life. It gives you a stronger, firm foundation of your faith. And one of the things I told him is to also create goals for himself. One of the key things was, because this is called the Path to Purpose meeting, where I basically teach people how to use their struggles to find their godly purpose. And one of the things I was telling him and asking him was, how often was he reading? How often was he praying? What times a day was he praying? Was he planning? Was he taking action? Was he doing these things that were going to more so pour into him so he can take action and clearly understand what he is reading? It kind of reminds me of Psalm chapter 18, verse 2, which talks about how the Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. My shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. It kind of reminds me of that verse because of the fact of how God is the beginning and the end of it all. Without God as the foundation, you will never understand. There is no purpose in this world or in this life without God. There is no creation. There is no earth. There is no you. So one thing I really expected him was how important it was to keep him as number one. Now, planning was one of the key components, because planning and action taking would lead to the discipline that he was seeking, because consistency comes from the discipline. You can get motivation and try to grab it and use it, but oftentimes it starts weighing away and it starts becoming something that isn't sustainable. But discipline is something that is sustainable, because you understand that you may be tired, you may not want to do it, but because of your desire and your fire to earn and learn more about God and the kingdom of heaven, you will want to do these things so you can edify not only your life, but those around you. Now, I told him and I asked him this, getting to know God, right? Reading more of your word, what does that lead to, right? It leads to a brighter and a higher flame for God, right? Lighting that fire, lighting the kerosene, increasing that flame, increasing your blessing. Lighting your fire leads to you seeking God. And then you seeking God allows you to move righteously, to actually want to live more righteously. Consistency comes from those who consistently read, but not only read, to understand and use what they read to impact lives and to impact and change their walk individually, on an individual basis, because everyone must do the work first, right? The Bible talks about how two is greater than one, and two people can help you in your walk, but a person has to be willing to change and do the work and read and do it for themselves, because at the end of the day, nobody can make you do anything. And my client also struggled with hearing God in a more abundant manner. I also told him that you living more righteously will open your soul, open your eyes, and open your heart to hearing God. Then you'll notice how God moves. Then that comes with that consistency and a desire. I compared it to the 3 little pigs, because the first 2 little pigs had a straw house and a stick house, and there was a wolf who kept blowing their houses down. That 3rd pig had a brick house. That brick house was a firm, sturdy, strong built foundation that a lot of things would not be able to tear apart. A lot of things, the wind, the blowing of the wolf would not tear this house down. And I told him this. It kind of reminds me of this, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I believe it's verse 58, and it says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain of the Lord." So regardless of the days seem heavy, if they feel hard, I told my client, look, as you continue to keep pushing, as you continue to keep working, you may not see quick results. This life is a 1%. It is a journey. It is a slow journey that continues to go and go and go until God is done with you. A lot of us want to reach our goals. A lot of us want to find that consistency with God, but we will never find consistency with God if we're not willing to continue to work. Faith without works is dead. You can continue to have the faith. You can have the blind faith. That is actually one of the key things you must have. But if you're just willing to just sit there, right, and not do anything, then nothing will change regardless of how much faith you do have. God may present you with a situation to where you can be a blessing. God may present you with a new job opportunity, with a new scholarship, with a new opportunity to go to your dream school, dream job, or your dream career or dream business. But if you are not willing to do the work, nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever change. And so what I'm coaching my client to do is to plan everything out, to write down his goals, and also realize, are these goals achievable? And what do these goals lead you to, right? We all have goals, but what can this lead you to? And also, what could this also lead you to? Positively, pros, and negatively, cons. So I encourage you, if you are struggling to be consistent in your word, if you are struggling to understand the word, I advise you, write down your goals. What are your Christ-like goals? What do you pray to accomplish? Because we don't wish, we pray. What do you pray to accomplish? And do you give yourself time to just be still, to sit, and give yourself time to just be with the Lord by yourself in your own space? That is one super key component I told him. You have to make time in isolation. Isolation and loneliness are different. When you spend time with God, you isolate yourself, put yourself in the closet, pray in a prayer closet, pray in your own vicinity. Even if somebody's in the room with you, just pray. Pray silently. You don't have to talk out loud. And in doing these things, right? Because loneliness is different. Loneliness is where you feel like you're in your thoughts. Nobody is around you. Nobody's walking with you. You feel alone. But see, there's no such thing as loneliness when you have God. So I encourage you to continue to do the work. Be consistent. Be diligent. And don't stop. Because God is going to bless you. I hope this video encouraged you. I hope this video blessed you. I hope this video gave you some more insight, gave you some more encouragement. Share this video with somebody. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. And also click the link in the bio if you want a free one-on-one Path to Purpose call, and I will get to you. As always, it's your boy Draco. Stay blessed.